Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the E-Report on our special segment, The Youth Wisdom. Today, we have a very, very special guest with us today, Mr. Oben Desmond. Hello,
Hello.
Desmond.
Hello.
Welcome, Desmond. Welcome to the E-Report.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
So, on the Youth Wisdom, as you know, we bring in very vibrant youths. People are entrepreneurs, big names, doing big things in small places and big places. And Desmond, I believe, is one person I wanted to really have on the show because he has touched many people with his different endeavors, all the things he's into. We're going to get into all of that. But before I'm going to go into that, please, if you're watching this, like and subscribe to the Next Generation Media channel. Make sure to leave your comments down below, join the discussion as we are going to moving on in this episode. So Desmond, welcome once again.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're having you online today because you are very far from us. Can you tell us where you are?
Come again.
Where are you? Because we're having you live. Where are we receiving you from?
Oh, I'm actually from Boya. Um, Boya, somewhere in the southwest region, Cameroon. So that's where I'm from. I'm actually the exact place where I am right now is Kosh Plaza. Is the name of the building in Boya.
Okay, so we're having our guest right from Boya. That shows that if you're planning to join us, please, the distance is not a barrier. That's why internet was created. Don't think that if you're too far, you cannot be part of this particular show. So Desmond, let's start. Can you tell us who is Open Desmond?
Well, I would love to describe myself as someone who is passionate about um, building my community, and also passionate about trying to create like a community around growth and passing down the things I've learned to the junior generation for people to learn. So I'm a software engineer. I'm skilled in full stack and web development. I also run an IT consulting business called Lambda, where we help companies have access to cutting edge technology, especially in Africa, where technology is still slowly or gradually adopted. And thirdly, I run a community and a network called the Hustlers Network and the Hustlers Community, where we try to empower young people with the skills and the knowledge they need to be able to take their careers to the next level. So that's a little bit about myself, and we'll probably be sharing more during the course of the podcast.
Wow. Wow. Okay, that was a list. That was a very long list. So it's very obvious there somebody that is big on tech, right?
Yes, I am.
So how has the journey been like? Like, how's the journey been like getting to tech?
Oh, the journey has been rough. Particularly getting to tech in Cameroon is not for the weak. It started sometime a few years ago when I studied computer engineering back in the University of Boya. Left school, had to see how to get a job because I had to support my family, and so um, had to pick up a job at this company. They were paying me like 50K. Then some opportunities came, and I had to find a way to make myself constantly relevant. Had to pick up new tech skills. It's been rough, but one thing I can say about the journey is that it has a lot of opportunities, so many opportunities in tech, but it's also not for the weak because you realize that there is no end to what you learn. You have to constantly keep learning. You have to move from this programming language to this other programming language, constantly learning to keep yourself relevant in the IT field. But one thing I can say is that tech has been one of those things or those decisions that I made earlier on in my journey where I don't really regret because it has changed my life completely. I've been able to go through or enter rooms that I never thought were possible. Just recently, I had a meeting with one of the presidential candidates, and that was because he needed to build some software around his campaign and everything. And so these are opportunities that I think if I was like in the different, I would not have been able to put myself into. But yeah, it has been there. I've been able to work with a couple of remote companies. I've worked for a company in the UK called Next Partners and a couple of others. And I've had clients from out of the country, and I've gotten to meet a couple of really interesting people due to tech. So the journey has been hard, but I will always say that it has been very quite rewarding.
Wow, okay. I see. It's like for you, it started difficult, but now you can say there's no turning back at this point in time.
Yeah, of course.
So, as someone who has gone through the difficult parts, crossed many oceans, I'm sure it still gets tough sometimes, right?
Yeah, it does. It does very much. And
So,
yeah,
with
like I mentioned, especially the learning part, like it gets tough. You have to keep learning. This thing about imposter syndrome, where every time that you get into doing a new thing, like you keep feeling like you're not good enough, even though you're clearly good enough because you've learned other
yeah.
things. But then this new thing is just like calling you, so it gets challenging sometimes.
Okay, so is this something like getting to tech? Is this something that you would like advise someone to do, and why? Would you like tell someone like tech is good to get into? Why would you say that?
Oh yeah, like definitely get into tech. Tech is giant opportunities right now, opportunities that outweigh like your current geographical location. You can probably travel the world due to tech. So it depends on what your passions are. But I would say that if you're capable of handling the challenges that come with tech, definitely get into tech. We are seeing a lot of rapid adoption of AI right now. AI existed like a long time ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but we are having like adoption of AI right now because it's been made to the direct convenience for someone, a local person, a layman, to be able to have access to AI through ChatGPT. But there are so much advancements and so much innovations around the field of AI, cloud computing, networking, cybersecurity that pose a very huge demand in the market. And if you're getting into tech right now or in the nearest future, you're definitely going to reap from the benefits. So yes, I recommend that anyone who is thinking of getting to IT, get into IT.
Getting it from the expert, ladies and gentlemen. If you're thinking, if you're wondering, should I do tech? Should I not do tech? Is it going to be profitable? Is it going to help my life? Yeah, maybe. He has get from here. He started from rough, difficult. It still gets difficult. I believe every field actually still has that point where you're like, am I doing the right thing? Is this going to work out? But then it just keeps going on. And I'd like to know, is there any other thing that you are passionate about? Is there any other thing that, apart from tech, because no, yeah, a tech giant, yes, but like, is there any other thing that gets Oben Desmond really riled up?
Oh yeah, I think that there are three categories of things that I find really I have like a huge passion for, and that
Okay.
have led to like other things. Very first one is tech, like I mentioned. The second one is business. I'm so fascinated by business, being able to create value, and in exchange being able to like get money, pull money to you, just by putting out value and creating demand in the market. So entrepreneurship and business is something that I'm very passionate about. And the third thing I'm also passionate about is creating social impact because I believe that every single one of us has to have a purpose or a direction that we are heading at. And my own direction I'm heading at is being able to create so much value in the world by making myself successful, but then also extending these opportunities I've gained to other people. And that's the reason why we have the Hustlers community, where we try to help young people, grow and get access and have access to the skills and the knowledge that they need to take their careers to the next level. So these are the things I'm really passionate about. Then we have other things like reading. I'm really passionate about reading. Reading has really helped me to grow older than my age because I get to digest like years of information that people have put, research and everything. I get to see possibilities that did not exist before because my mind has been opened by reading. I like going to the gym because it makes me look sexy, but also because
Okay, okay, dude.
but also because it makes me feel healthy. It makes my clothes fit better. It just builds like there's this confidence thing that going to the gym helps you attain, and also it also serves as therapy because if you're constantly training yourself, it takes a toll on your mental and your physical health. And having to go to the gym is very very therapeutic. So these are the things that I find passionate in life.
Oh, I love that. I love that despite when someone finds something that they are really dedicated in, they still have these other passions that they do like on maybe other days. Maybe you go to the gym, maybe in the mornings before you go get into getting your tech work and all of that. You mentioned that you are somebody that is big on reading. So
Mm.
can you tell us your favorite book? What's the best book you've read? If I know you've read a lot of books, surely, but like,
Yeah.
what's the best book that I've read that I can recommend to somebody that if you read this, yeah.
All right. So actually, like this question is actually a very simple question because last year I read the best book of my life, and usually when I work with my clients, whenever we are done with their project, I actually give them this book as a gift because it has actually really helped me a lot.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, I might just go and
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah. So the title of the book is Diary of a CEO
Diary of a
by Steve
CEO,
Bartlett. Yes.
business people and
Yeah,
business
by Steve
books.
Bartlett. Oh yeah, the funny thing is that it's not just a business book. The subtitle is 33 Laws of Life and Business. It has a lot of life principles there that really help a lot, especially if you're somebody that is like a go-getter, you want to achieve, have big dreams, and you want to be able to get to somewhere. There are chapters in the book that really opened my mind. Like I've read a lot of books, but this particular book actually opened my mind to a lot about life. Then we have a section for like business and team building. Yeah, that's the purpose. So yeah, everybody should like check it out. It's a good book.
Get
Has
that? If you
changed my
check
life.
Diary of a CEO, the fact that you give this book as a gift to your clients, I think it also shows not just the fact of your love for eBay, your love for also wanting people to get that growth for themselves.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like the world. There's this Archbishop. His name is Archbishop Desmond. He made a statement that the world is going to be a better place if you do your little bit of good and somebody else does a little bit of good, and it's all
Okay.
these little bits of good that join together to create like this magical world, this happy place that we are
Yeah.
all dreaming to have. So we need to play our part, and this is me playing my part.
And you're playing a very good part. You're playing your part well. Playing your part well. That's lovely. So let's get into your different startups, the different things you're involved in. You talked about the some company, tricycle company that you have, Lambda.
Mhm. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, Lambda.
yeah. So the name, why? I was like, every time I get a guest, like they tell me about their name. I've had names I'm
Yeah.
like, why did you sit down and think about this? Why Lambda?
Yeah. Okay, Lambda. Okay, so Lambda, if you're from a science background, you know Lambda is the a symbol that represents the wavelength for light. So
Yeah.
we have Lambda, yeah. But basically, it's partly because of that because it's scientific symbolization and a lot of tech uses Lambda as a synonym. Also, lambda is the wavelength. So if you look at the wave, you have like where it is, and maybe the next cycle of the wave is here. And so look at your business as in this is your business here, and the next part of your business is like in the future. So that difference between the business now and what it could be is the wavelength, which is lambda. So we
Oh,
are different between what your business is now and what it could possibly be. So we present possibility.
oh, oh my God! I really love that. I love finding out such deep details. Like the naming and the intentionality
Yeah,
in pushing through what your business stands for. I guess
yeah,
good. So those who like maybe want to get to this point, their business, this degree of excellence, they should get to you,
yeah.
Lambda, as a
Exactly,
wavelength.
exactly,
So
exactly.
what? Remind us again. What does Lambda offers? What does Lambda offers?
So basically, Lambda is an IT firm. We serve clients globally, but we are trying as much as possible to get Africans, Cameroonians involved into tech because tech is very affordable right now and it can be able to really change your business. So let's say you have a store, like you sell books and you sell like things in your shop. What if you could be able to like have like inventory of that data and you have an AI model being able to recommend that data to that it takes all that data and be able to say that okay, if you invest in this pair of shoe, you're going to make more money in the next season. If you invest in this pair of shoe during this time, you're going to make that much money. Like AI can be able to, just like go on YouTube and the AI can just tell you what you want and just recommend that to you. Imagine if you have that for your business. Imagine that you can have like every customer profile, and whenever a customer comes in, whoever matches that profile, you can be able to implement products for yourself, whether it's and because the AI models are so good, you can the person is going to how do you know I actually needed this? How do you know I needed this? It's because somebody that's similar to you, that's similar characteristics to you, needed this. So based on those preferences, you can be able to predict that this is what you need. So not just your, like your preferences for your customers, you could project like your data expertise in the case study where you should invest in. So there's so much potential that we have for chameleon businesses. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to involve our chameleon businesses in delivery these technological advancements that will really help the businesses. Essentially, things like mobile app development, AI, mobile app development startups. We have websites, we have AI, and we have blockchain. So the crypto space, we can be able to build applications and fintech applications that run on the blockchain. So that's what we do at Lambda.
Okay, so you're also into crypto.
Oh yeah, we have a team that builds like crypto related applications.
Wow, wow, that's so great. Like I almost feel like doing this. I just clapping. I mean, like, oh, that's so great. So,
Yeah.
you now being into Lambda, have there been any sort of like your clients? Are there some certain clients that you feel like have been like landmarks, have helped you guys to push forward?
Oh, yeah, funny thing, in business, like our business, when we started, we struggled a lot because, well, with Cameroonian clients and African clients, we struggled a lot because there was this difficulty in trying to convince people that this thing will actually help your business.
Yeah, I
So you're
get it.
trying to
Yeah.
let somebody something and you're like pushing the person, something of them, you have to do a lot of convincing. And when they finally get it, they're like, oh wow, like where were you all our lives?
Right.
They get to forget like the work that you actually put in to convince them into getting stuff. So we've done a lot of work with clients. One particular client is like Dell Foundation, and they were like actually one of our first clients, and we helped them to like rebrand their website. So the whole idea of people actually being able to find you online and come and they see a very beautifully designed something that actually conveys what you do, so that we're able to the website and everything. So that's one thing we did. The whole image you showed up right there was the Cameroon GC study app, and that was we worked on that with Felix from India. I think he's the I've forgotten what he does, but he was a Chilean scholar, and this was one project I worked with him, and we tried to help him to like rebrand his application. He had an application before, but we helped him to like build it into something that was like people could really find and all of that. I think he has about 100K plus downloads and all of that. So we're just building on what the work he had already done. They're just making it better for his audience. So yeah, those are some of the clients I've worked with. We've had about 30 plus companies right now over the past few years. So, yeah.
So how many years has it been?
Oh, it's been a year and like a few months, like 6 months.
Oh my God, only? I did
Yes,
this
only.
so well. Oh my God. I guess that's a lot of preparation to mounting up to this particular level.
Oh
Because
yeah,
I
the
think,
first 6 months were brutal. The first 6 months were brutal. So if you look at it like it's like everything in life, well, some things in life, during the beginning it's so hard that you want to quit. But if you just stay long enough, like the blessings are just too much, like it's overwhelming. Like where have all these blessings been? So it was like that with Lambda. When we started somewhere like April, about a year, 2 years ago, it was really tough. Then in November we had like clients and clients and clients and clients and clients. So it was like, all everything was just waiting for November, and we had a lot of clients and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's how the journey at the beginning was hard, but eventually when we got a lot of people got to know what we do and we got testimonials, like people just kept coming.
so will you credit that that sudden increase in like a clientele to like a seasonal kind of thing? Like maybe the season came and you got that outreach, or maybe some sort of now we knew how to get these clients, or just maybe seasonal, just coincidental.
Yeah, I think it's not seasonal. It may not be seasonal, mainly because it depends on when people want to invest. I don't think that people have a specific time in which they choose to invest. People can start their businesses anytime. Most of the people work that come with ideas in mobile application development, they usually come when they have the funds, and people can have funds at any time in the year. It doesn't depend on whether there's rain falling, because it's IT, it's tech. It doesn't matter. It doesn't depend on weather. It doesn't depend on season. So I think that that is probably that's probably a reason to dismiss that because IT. But I also think it's probably because we have built on a lot of reputation over the past couple of months, over the past months before we had that spike. And I just feel like things compound over time. You may post the first time on your Facebook and or on your WhatsApp and nobody reaches out. The second time, the third time, probably the 20th time, and somebody reaches out and oh, you've been posting this thing, and it's stuck in your mind. I mean, you do YouTube, so you should know. So in the
Yeah.
beginning, when you're trying to grow a YouTube channel, it's really difficult. Then after a while, when a lot of people know, they tell their friends to come watch your YouTube channel, and it just grows from there. So I think
Yeah.
that is exactly the compounding of our efforts over time that that spike happens.
So that is like those little droplets of rain that make that ocean eventually.
Exactly. That
Oh
is it.
yeah, definitely. So I think you also mentioned about the difference with like African clients and maybe clients that are out of Africa, maybe Cameroon and not Cameroon clients. Tell us more about that, like how dealing with clientele, especially in and out of the country, has been like in the company.
Okay, so we have like three kinds of clients. We
Okay.
have Africans, we have Africans in the diaspora, then we have foreigners, people who are not like Africans. The people who negotiate the highest are Africans in the diaspora. Those people can negotiate for Africa. It is
Tell
so
me.
difficult working with them. I'm telling you, like they negotiate as though they are in Africa. But now people who are in Africa don't even stress you as much as those people who are from Africa when they are like in different places in the world. So those people can negotiate with Africa and they can stress your life out. Then we have like Africans. It's difficult to work with Africans mainly because the economy is it's not as booming as people out there. You can tell a client in Africa to pay you to give you a website. A website is like 300K and they're going to complain it's too expensive. But if you do the same thing for somebody who's like out of the country, because their currency is more, they have more money and all of that, so they get to be able to pay you more. So working with like clients out of the country, it deals a lot with trust because Africans have tarnished their own reputation. I think if you think about scammers, a lot of scammers, you think Nigeria, you think about Cameroon. So when
Yeah.
people look at Africa and they're like, you're reaching out to somebody and like, I can do you this thing. I just need you to pay me, then I'll do it for you. And they're like, nah, we don't trust you. We prefer
No, no,
to pay
no.
more for somebody here. So that's the challenge we face with clients abroad and all of that. But the problem we have with Africans and Cameroonians is that they may not be able to afford your services or they may not value your services that much unless they have seen some tangible results that come from investing in your services. Then and only then can they invest. So you have to do a lot of convincing. But clients out of the country, there's not much convincing you have to do. If they trust you, they work with you and they pay you more.
Okay. So in all of this, I really understand the aspect of maybe the foreign clients and their doubts, and maybe the clients in Africa, that those are in Africa, and maybe the fact that they are looking to actually that proven nature. But the one that really gets my attention is the ones that are from Africa, but they are out now and they are bargaining. Like, do you feel like there's any particular
Oh,
reason why they take
uh,
that stand?
honestly, I will not say I know the reason, but I have a theory. So I
Okay.
think that when they left Cameroon, for example, let me use Cameroon. So when they left Cameroon, things were very cheap. You know, they left when one cup of Gary was probably 35, and they traveled to the US, for example. And when they got there and they are not probably thinking about the fact that there's been a lot of inflation and they left probably like 5 years ago and things are no longer the same. And they get to reach out to Cameroonians to do stuff. They just want things to be really cheap because they feel like if they are giving you more money, then they are probably cheating themselves for something that they would have paid less with somebody else from Cameroon. So it's probably something of downplaying the quality and the competence of people within Cameroon because they've left the country. It's just a theory, but that's what I think. And not everybody thinks that though. There are just some people, and it could probably be a majority because majority of the clients I've worked with from out of the country act in that way. But I just have a theory that possibly because when they left here, things were very cheap. So when they went there and they started reaching out to Cameroonians, and things are now very expensive, and they're like, what the hell? Like, it should be cheaper than that. So that's what I think.
Okay. So let's move on to the Hustlers. Hustlers conference that's coming up. When is the date
Yeah.
again? Can you remind us the date?
Oh yeah, we have some activities from the 26th to the 29th. So 26th we have competitions, 27th we have career workshops, then 29th we have the main events. So the main events have like panel discussions and all of that. So yeah, that's the timeline for the conference. So March, by end of March.
By end of March. So when did you start hosting Hustlers conference? Is it like a movement? Like what brought about the Hustlers conference?
Okay, so the Hustlers Conference, the first edition we had was sometime in 2022. So about 4 years ago, yes, 2022. That's when we started the Hustlers Conference. I was just graduating from the university, and the whole idea was if we are able to leave school and be able to get jobs, like I mentioned, I had my first job like when I just left school, then it therefore means that there are some people who actually can have jobs when they leave school. There's some people that can have access to some opportunities when they leave school. And we were just fortunate to have had a push to challenge ourselves to be able to take the right path. We can say it's luck, but we're able to follow the right path and actually reach the heights that we're able to reach by some paths that we followed. And there are obviously some other people that graduate from school, they don't have jobs, no opportunities to be able to take their lives to the next level. So what can we do for these people such that they get on the right track? And secondly, like a lot of Cameroonians are very talented, very skilled, very intelligent, very smart. But the problem is that we don't have the opportunities to grow. We don't have people that can put us in the limelight for people to see. Because it's all about your knowledge, skill, and the people that you're connected to that can bring you the opportunities that you need. So that's where the whole idea of the hustlers community came up from. And the name hustlers, like it triggers a lot of people because if you actually look for the definition of hustlers, you're going to see some very weird things. So if you go to Google and search for hustlers, you see some very weird things. But these things are not what we embody. What we embody as our values are people who are big dreamers who have something or somewhere that they're dreaming to get to. And to be able to get to those things, you need to be able to put in the work. You need to be resilient. You need to know that there are going to be challenges, and challenges, the obstacles, way where you have to get to. So that's the whole point about the hustler and hustling. Yeah, so we have people from our community from diverse fields, but mostly students, professionals, and entrepreneurs, and we have programs that are there to like push them forward and give them what they need to take their careers to the next level.
So would you say the different trainings that you do during the conferences cut throughout all the different fields or the different fields of work?
Okay, so right now, not necessarily, but we are it's a work in progress. So the first day of the competition of the conference is competitions. So we have four categories of competitions. We have competitions for graphic designers because we are, a lot of people are getting into design. So we
True,
try to
true.
get a competition for graphic designers so that we can see how to showcase these people. First prize is 1 million, so
What?
it's
What?
big
Don't
money.
say it, no, don't just say it and pass
Yeah,
like that.
so the first
First
prize
prize
is one
is
million francs CFA.
one
The
million
second
francs
prize is
CFA. Go to the hustlers conference and win that money.
the second prize is 500,000, and the third prize is 250,000 for all the competitions. So the first one, like I mentioned, is the design competition, trying to get designers, compete and win and get the possibility to showcase them on a stage of 1,000 people. That is not just the money, but because people get to see you, you're open to opportunities. You understand? So that's what we're trying to do. And the second one is content creators. So if you're a content creator, like a YouTuber, you have a social media, and you're very good with creating something that's engaging, yeah, that's what we have a competition for that. So 1 million, 500K, 250K. Yeah. The third competition is for software developers. So it's called the Dev War. So we have a hackathon for software developers. You come and you compete. Are you good at coding? Come and show skills. So that's 1 million, 500K, 250K. And finally, we have a competition for entrepreneurs. So if you're an entrepreneur, you have a business, and you want that business, you want to be able to pitch that business. So if you sell perfumes, you're invited. If you sell insurance services, you're invited. Whatever business is, if you're a young person and you have a business, come to SaaS conference and pitch your business. It's the first price is 1 million. 1 million, 1 million could really change your business. Some
That
people
one
don't.
million keeps ringing in my
So
ear.
second prize 500K and the third prize 250K. So these
Hmm.
are the we have fun competitions because and we pick the competitions intersect a lot of people, especially people who have side hustles, like the designers and the content creators. These are not traditional jobs, but a lot of people are getting into this because that's how they can make
And they are
quick
very
money. So
needed.
we're trying to yeah, they're very needed. They're very needed. I mean, it's the demand. The demand for designers is where like it's mind blowing because you need to post something on social media to promote your business. You go for a graphic designer. You need to create like thumbnails for your videos on YouTube. You go for a designer. So there's endless demand for designers. So we want to put them on a stage where people can actually see them. So that's why we have the competitions. And we're trying to cater across as many people. I know that the people that are going to be left behind, but we do what we can do, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
looking into the fact and the competitions and the prize money, it's a lot. It's considering the fact that every particular challenge or every particular competition has that same price, a pricing. I like the fact that you guys did not like put one to be higher than the other, like the content creation will be higher than the graphic designing. Each one just realize that all of these are very profitable endeavors in their own right. And we don't, because sometimes you
yeah,
find people put competition and be like, no, this one we're going to make the first price 500, this one the first price will be 200, because they somehow devalue, not really giving the equal value that these people put into the work that they do. So I really have to
yeah,
commend that as wonderful. That's
yeah,
wonderful.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it
So,
also depends on how much money. It also depends on how much money we get because this year, not these are the prices that we intended to have until we had the miracle sponsor. Jangi came and said we had initially like 500K, 250K, and they were like upped all your prices to like 1 million. I was like, wow, that's nice.
oh,
So we
oh,
actually have some companies that are actually supporting these people. It's not just us, but we have companies that
that's
are behind
lovely.
us that are pushing us forward.
Oh, that's so lovely. I like the
Yeah.
fact the Jangi. What I don't think I've really heard of Jangi before. What do they do?
Oh, Jangi Systems. So Jangi Systems is a banking platform. So they have been operating for a long time, but they are just starting to get like some foot in the ground in Cameroon.
Okay.
They are like the architecture for a lot of banking systems. So credit unions use their systems. Some banks use their systems. So they are like the infrastructure. Then we have now like banks and like businesses on top of that.
Oh, that's so lovely. I love seeing when businesses come in and support such initiatives because actually they are very good initiatives that people can
Yeah.
have this sense of not only coming to learn but also showcase themselves and go away with prize money. Like that's a lot for the Hustlers Conference. So, like when
Yeah.
you go, do you apply for these sponsorships? Because I believe people also have those ideas on like, do I want to maybe host things like this in other places? But they're like, how am I going to get people to sponsor this? So, what was it like maybe getting? Because I see you have quite a lot of sponsors. How was it like maybe getting these people? Someone was it just like spontaneous? Did they reach out to you? Did you have to like send letters to some? How was it like?
Funny story, funny story. We reached out, in fact, for the past years, this was experience from the past 4 years when I've been organizing the Hustlers Conference. We reached out to a lot of companies, about 30, 40, 50 sometimes. We have a lot of rejections, like 80% of those people we reach out to, they are going to reject us. We already know that.
Okay.
But for some that do, like it counts. Like, past 3 years, I think that my personal finance has been bootstrapping the conference where the sponsors don't meet up, right? Yeah. So it's basically you being so passionate about helping people that you reach out to people to help you. If they do, fine. If they don't, okay. But basically, what we generally do is that we send out emails to our sponsors. If they reach out to us, fine. If they don't, we do a follow up with like their personal contacts. If they reach out, if they pick, fine. If they don't pick, okay. Then the third maybe line of action is to like get to somebody that works in the company or knows somebody in the company who can help you. So usually some people like we have reached to the third stage, some people never get to the third stage because they never respond to us. But some people actually book meetings with us, then we have to like have like a negotiation around what we're offering them, for
Yeah.
sponsoring the content. Yeah, and some people sponsor because they want something in return. Some people sponsor because they want something in return and they want to support the youth, while some people just sponsor because they want to support the youth.
Yeah.
So you just have to, have the ability to, take the rejection when it comes, and also like push forward with like, the
Yeah.
people that do, and try to serve the community and serve your sponsors as much as possible. Because I will get repeat sponsors. If they, came into the conference and the sponsor and they were happy, next year they're going to sponsor. So that's how we have like sponsors stacking up to this fifth edition.
Oh, yeah. I like the fact that we mentioned that you said maybe to 40 to 50 application for sponsorships. I think that
Yeah.
also brings in the aspect of if you want to get big, if you want to get to that big point, you should get used to the people telling you no. Like get comfortable with people
Yes,
telling
you
you
have
no.
to.
Because if you want to get the yeses, you should also be comfortable with the no's as well.
Exactly.
So like
Exactly.
what
Yeah, sure.
how was that been for you? Like maybe when you send those proposals out, I think maybe initially you'll be like waiting, like, oh, are they going to sponsor or not? So how is that like when you send those proposals out and you get like maybe a lot of no's?
Oh yeah. Funny story. During the first edition of the conference, we organized the conference and we had like people coming in. We tried to reach out to a couple of sponsors. We had some meetings. We were able to secure three sponsors. One turned us down. Like they were going to sponsor. They were going to think about it. So three of them confirmed, and one was going to think about it and get back to us. They rejected. The other ones rejected. So about 50 of them. Then like we had just three people that actually accepted because our first edition they didn't believe in it and all that. So three of them actually showed interest. One of them gave us the hall that we used for the conference. The other one backed out like 1 month before. The last one backed out on the event date, as in they're like they don't really think that they can be able to sponsor on the event date. So you can imagine the chaos.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Like people can turn you down. Like don't take people's word for it. Like when they do it, like oh nice, you actually did it. So if they just say they're going to do something, I mean you can have a contract, but sometimes following suit with like getting people to. That's what I learned with actually having a contract. If you say you do something, then when I advertise you, I put you on my stuff and all of that. Really do it. Like have to create a contract where you sign with the sponsor, so they actually get to keep to their word. But yeah, but in the beginning I didn't have contract, so sponsors did me like this, and I had to fall shock. So yeah, so if you get to deal with all of these rejections, that's when you get to your yeses and the big opportunities when you build like this. I don't know why life is like that, but apparently you have to go through a lot of tough things to get to the good things, like
Yeah.
rejections and no's and failures and challenges. You get to like the actual good things in life. So you just have
So
to know that
yeah.
that's the way the nature of life is, and just keep it the way it is, and move on with your life. You cannot control it. It's out of your control what people do or what people see. You just do what you can do.
So I get to know that contracting is a very important thing when it comes to business. I think many people leave that part out. They're like, I'm just going to take your word for it. And
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't matter if it's a big company, they can let you down on their word. So contracting is very important.
The very fact that you do not sign a contract makes them feel like they can do whatever they want to do. So if something comes at a dime minute and they have to use that money for something else, because they didn't sign a contract, they'll actually go ahead and use the money, even though they had the money to give to you.
Okay. I think what a question here says, what sector in tech is the best to get into as a young Cameroonian?
Oh
That
yeah,
question is directed to you.
oh yeah. So the fields that are like in high demand right now and have always been in high demand. But if you actually want to really get into tech and make it in Cameroon, because there's some tech fields in Cameroon that are good but not that good. Because in terms like it's not like they're bad, but the demand is not that high in Cameroon. I'm talking about you making money in Cameroon, the possibility of making money out of Cameroon. So things like cybersecurity, the opportunities in Cameroon are not much compared to if you're out. If you're out there, you make a lot of money. But if you're like here, you may probably struggle a lot if you're into cybersecurity, right? That's my personal experience. It could be different for some people. But if you really want to leverage on opportunities now, like just starting tech, you can actually start making money like in the next like 6 months or 7 months. It's going to take that long for some people, depending on how easy you get it. But things like web development is something that you can start making a lot of money, like, as soon as you get the skills. Mobile app development, there's so much demand for mobile app developers.
Really?
Um, yeah, there's demand for backend developers. You can go to Douala and you drop your CV. If you're really good, you're going to get like, mind blowing offers. So web development, mobile app development. So web development includes things like cloud infrastructure, backend, full stack development, DevOps. DevOps is also something that has a lot of opportunities. I will not say AI because people are just starting to adopt AI in Africa. So you may not have a lot of opportunities here, but if you invest in your skills and you travel, mind-blowing opportunities in AI. So AI is cool. Yeah, so these are the things that if right now you start learning. I mean, it's not like if you start now, you cannot learn the other things later. It's just something to get yourself into the tech field, and you can always explore and find the things that work for you. But also look at the demand and the opportunities within Cameroon, within Africa, and out of Africa. So if you're planning to travel, yeah, there's a wide range of fields that you can get into. But if you're still in Africa, I would really need to stick to this one and see how to diversify, in the future.
So personally, have you got into so many different sectors before you're like, okay, I'll stay in this one. I will not really take this one. How like just tell us some of the sectors I think you have tried and you're like, no, not for me.
Okay, so I think that I was pivoting. It's not like I went all in and I decided to like choose one thing, or I made mistakes in some fields. I was pivoting. So I started learning like AI in the beginning. Then I realized that there are not so many opportunities in AI, but I've learned a couple of skills. It's made me good enough to learn other skills. Then I got into things like machine learning and data analysis. And I realized that, oh, like it's not that they are not profitable. Well, the demand is not as high compared to other tech fields, but it's because I was not really loving it as much as like actual web development and mobile application development. Then I went into those. I realized that there's the demand, and I'm also loving what I'm doing. So it was just a matter of me pivoting between the things I love and also the things that were actually giving money.
I think we're having some connection issues. Then we give some time. There's some connection issues coming up. But then again, while waiting for Desmond to get back to us, if you're watching this, there's a lot that I've learned personally about the tech because I have a lot of people that are into tech, but I always thought that it takes a lot to get into it. But I'm learning today that it's not that hard to get into tech. You might just need a computer and a lot of zeal to get into it. If you're watching this video, please do like and subscribe. Send to that friend that is thinking about should I get into tech? Is contemplating on whether or not they're going to get into tech. Okay. It's so unfortunate that we have been cut off from our dear guests. I was having so much more to discuss about. We're hoping that he's going to join us soon. But if you have any questions that you'd like him to answer, please do leave those questions. When he gets back, we can look into that. For the meantime, I think I'll just let the producer again to show us the flyers, the things concern the Oslas concern the information concern the Oslas conference.
Yeah.
All right,
So
we're
yeah,
back.
after Soka and Eneo decided to do their worst. So the six light
Hey.
and the Wi-Fi box was depending on electricity, so it went up. Pew. So it's back now. But
Oh my God, this a new, this a new. They have suffered us even too. Like it's not. So you say, a new people should stop. Don't start now.
yeah,
This is very important.
it's not. It's not.
All
But
right,
I switched
so
though in case they take off the light. Then I'm
let's
using my
just take this
mom's
question
device.
before we move on. Say, what is the best way for a young Cameroonian to get into tech, and get clients, who is into tech to get clients for their new tech business?
Okay. What I would say is that there are a couple of ways you can get clients. Yeah, so let me just give you like a couple of ways, just throw it out there, and I'm going to tell you the ones that worked for me. It's the ones that exist, then the ones that have worked for me. So the first thing that you could do is to enroll on a freelancing platform like Upwork or freelancer.com, and you put your company profile there, or you put your profile there, and you put all the things you do, and you try to get clients there. That way, you can be able to get clients that are international, out of the country, and work with them. Yeah, but the problem is that those platforms are very competitive. So unless you
Yeah.
build some reputation of it, in the beginning, it's usually going to be difficult for you. But that's one way to go about it. In the long term, it's going to be very worth it. The second way is that you actually you can make use of like physical marketing, reaching out to businesses, like going and doing one-on-one to businesses, proposing your services. That's also very effective, and you may get a few rejections, but you have a couple of people who were like, okay, let's take a chance on you. So that's one way to go about it. That's really fast. You just you can just walk and just visit a few businesses. That's one way to go about it. So it's still marketing, and we have like digital marketing using platforms like YouTube, like Instagram, like LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn a lot, so that's something I use a lot, and I've been able to get a couple of customers from LinkedIn. So you can create like organic posts that help people, like maybe the people in your niche. So if you're actually attracting businesses in e-commerce, you can do posts that actually helping business in e-commerce. That way your followership grows to attract those people, and
Who
they
are in
engage on your
e-commerce?
post. Yeah, and they see you as a thought leader in the field, so they know that they can be able to trust you with your hard-earned money. So I
Yeah.
think social media marketing is something that has worked a lot for me and my business. I've gotten investors from LinkedIn, so use LinkedIn a lot. Like use LinkedIn a lot. I've gotten some people who wanted to invest from LinkedIn, people from Dubai, from Canada. I've gotten people who want to be clients. I've had about just the past like 6 months. I've had about 7 clients, solid clients from LinkedIn, just from me posting and them reaching out like, oh, you do this, you do this, you do this. Check out your profile. So LinkedIn, social online marketing. I've got a lot of like leads from there. There's also ads, like you can do paid ads, but for me, paid ads have really been very effective. Probably because when I started trying to get clients, I was doing low volume ads, as in I was putting 50K or 20K into ads, and I'll get so much traffic into my website, and probably nobody actually pays. Maybe the quality of the people who actually come to the website, they don't pay. Maybe they just by mistake click the link. Just think they by mistake click the link, because I try as much as possible to make the website as simple so that when they come, they just put in their credentials and they know what they're going to get out of that. Ads have just not worked for me. I think that probably if I was a professional in digital marketing, I would have gotten better results. But yeah. So what has been working for me has been more putting my brand out there through social media, especially LinkedIn. Like I say, LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn more than other platforms.
Yeah, I
Put my
get.
brand out there, what I do, my personality, because people are going to want to do business with you, not because something else is cheaper sometimes, but because
Yeah.
they trust you, they trust your personality. You've built a brand around yourself, and your reputation is so good that people want to place a bet on you. So build your brand on social media, build your brand personally. Make sure that everything that you do online is very legit and people can actually see that and trust you. And your business process itself is a marketing on its own, because if you have like people who have actually come to you and actually do great work for them, the testimonial to help you sell your business. So that's just like under marketing and how you can be. So these are the few things I use and the things that have really worked for me in the past.
Okay. And what platforms are the best to market your tech business?
Oh yeah, it depends on who your target audience is. So my audience is LinkedIn. That's why I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn. So if your target audience is on LinkedIn, spend a lot of time on LinkedIn. If your target audience on on Instagram, spend a lot of time creating Instagram reels and pictures to showcase your brand and your stuff. So it depends on where your target audience is. Focus your attention. Yeah. So social media is a big
Okay.
one. Freelancer platforms are also a good one. Yeah.
So you believe like for tech people, LinkedIn is a very good platform for tech.
Extremely good platforms. You can connect with anybody around the world. And somebody told me something today that very fascinating concept. Um, Whoever you want to meet in this world, there's a maximum of 6 people for you to actually meet to get to that person. For example, if you meet up with Elon Musk, you can meet up with like you need to meet up with like one person and 2 people and 3 people. The maximum of people that you have to connect with to get to somewhere as big as Elon Musk is 6 people, right? And on LinkedIn and social media platforms, it reduces those number of people you have to reach out to.
Oh
first
yeah.
degree friends on LinkedIn, the second degree, the third degree. So there's like 4 degrees of people that you have to reach the target customer that you need maximum. So social media platforms on LinkedIn have reduced the gap between you and actually reaching the target person that you're intending to reach. So
Oh yeah, that's
put
true.
put your bet on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Okay, so you talk also a lot about the social media marketing aspect. In your company Lambda, do you have like personnels that are given that responsibility of marketing? Because I believe that in business, if you have this vision of I want this to be big, you should also take the aspect of marketing, especially social media marketing big. So are they put delegated to that aspect of social media managing?
Oh yes. In the beginning, like even now, so my business, the business is structured into 3 parts. We have client acquisition, which is the marketing side of things. We have client fulfillment, which is when these projects actually come in, us being able to do it to the best of our abilities. Then we have like everything in between, like managing of finances, human resource. So we have a whole department for marketing, and we try to come up with different marketing strategies. We experiment on a lot on how we can be able to push our brand out there. So it's very important for you to invest into marketing because that's where the money comes in. That's where the cash flow
Yeah.
comes in. That's how you're able to pay your employees. That's how you're able to pay the bills and all of that. So it's very important that you focus on marketing. Right now, we don't really have a very large marketing team. We have like 1 or 2 people in charge of marketing. But the whole plan is to be able to set up a team of professionals who are like really good, like really, really good professionals. Because the thing about that I've gotten to learn with business is that you don't really need to be the entrepreneur and be the smartest person. If you can be good enough to lead a team and you get people who are like really, really smart, smarter than you to be able to handle those positions, then and everything is going according to plan, you have succeeded in marketing in building a company because a company, like you said, company is friends, group of people. So you need to be able to build a competent team to be able to push the vision forward.
That's an
So
interesting
that's what I've
definition of
learned.
that.
And oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a company. It's like friends, like people around. Like so, people that build companies and it's just them. I don't know how they do it. So I think it's important for you to have a team that
Yeah.
is invested to pushing the word about what you do forward. Yeah. So marketing.
Okay, it says, looks like in order to succeed in tech, you have to become an online marketing expert.
Yeah,
I
the
guess,
goal is online. Yeah, the goal is online because the reason
yeah.
why I say the goal is online, it's not like you cannot succeed physically. You can succeed physically, but that's going to be it's going to be limited geographically to where you are. So you're going
Oh,
to
that's
probably
true.
succeed just in Cameroon or in Africa.
You're
But
looking
if
to do
you are
world success
online,
at this point.
exactly, exactly. At all, you can be in your room and you're doing your stuff, and people in the UK, in the US, Australia are seeing what you're doing. That's what online has actually done. So if you're not living online, you're actually missing out on something that is free that can actually push your business forward. So yeah, online.
Like the internet is such a very magical place. We have this question: what difficulties should we expect when getting into tech in Cameroon? I want to hear this one because sometimes I feel like it's so difficult. Like, what difficulties should someone out there that is thinking, I want to get into tech, what should they be already expecting that this is going to maybe be a little bit challenging for you?
Okay, so I see in different levels, the challenges are in different levels, and people actually will drop off along the way. The first one is at the level of your knowledge and your skill set. People are going to start getting into tech, and when they realize that the coding is difficult, they drop off. Like a lot of people have dropped off. Like they had so much passion in the beginning, and afterwards, when they started learning about the tech and actually trying to actually build the skill set around tech, it's so difficult that they drop off. So that's one of the major things that stop. So a lot of people, like majority of people, drop off at this point. That's when you know that tech is not for everybody because a lot of people drop off at this point. Then we have the level of like monetizing your skill, actually making money. And there are 2 ways that you can make money from tech. You can either start a business, get like clients and make money from there, or you can work for somebody. So you work for somebody, the person pays you money at the end of the month. And usually, if you're skilled enough, you can be able to land a job very easily in tech. But now, this is the trick. You need to be able to build on your network. So your network are the people that you're connected to, the people that know that you do this and that. You need to have a very viable network because that's how the opportunities come. So whether you're starting a business or you are working for somebody else, for you to be able to get those clients or get that opportunity for you to earn the millions or the thousands of fan CFE, you need to have a network that can be able to push your name forward. So when you're not in the room, who's talking about it basically? So that's what we're talking about. So if you can be able to skip the skill set and the knowledge building part, and you can be able to build a network that is really strong and can be able to push you forward, then you've succeeded in tech literally because you can be able to get access to opportunities and contracts and work job opportunities because you have the network to actually recommend you. Funny story or funny fact, 90% of the opportunities I've gotten in tech have come from recommendations. I've applied
Wow.
for hundreds of jobs and I've been rejected for 99% of those jobs. And all of the jobs I've had working for companies out of the country, within the country, have actually come from recommendations. And it's crazy, but that's just the power of having a good network.
Oh. See, I hope techies are getting out, have their jotters out and their jotting at this point. If you're a techie, they've said all these things. Like, if you're going to get into this, please do take down all these things. You already have someone who has gone through the work, the stress, the rejection, the no's, and he's telling you, avoid this, and do this. So I realize there's a lot of structuring in your business, which I really commend because to build any successful business you need that solid structure. You need people to assign to certain tasks. So that's something I really comment. I'm so happy that we got to have you as a guest on the show today. And let's just get back into the hustlers conference. I think we drifted up with all the tech things. And the hustlers conference, so it's hosting in Boya, but I believe you have had other versions before. What is the the I don't know, the intake, like where the people coming from? Is it like mainly Boya? Do you have people coming from maybe different parts of Cameroon? What is the percentage like? What has it been like?
Okay, so from the hustlers conference, so the people that actually attend the hustlers conference, 50% are usually students. Then we have the other 50% shared between professionals and entrepreneurs, almost equally. Most of the people, like last year particularly, we had an audience of close to 600 people, and I was so shocked that people left behind that to come for the conference. Like I was like
Wow.
how? So yeah, we have people from
Yes,
like
that's the last
different
population. Like
yeah,
look at
that's
that.
a
That's
massive
a lot
one.
of impact right there. That's a lot of impact right
Yeah.
there. And they all
So
look
yeah,
so
so we have people
happy.
coming from yeah. Like I was surprised that they were able to keep them there for like from 8:30 a.m. to like 5 p.m. in the night, and nobody's complaining. I was like, wow, like it's really
Oh, that's so lovely.
so yeah. So
That's
it's we have people from different areas and all of that. So yeah, so we have a wide, but most we're trying to target the youth particularly because we believe that the youths are the heartbeat of every nation. If we can be able to push them
true.
forward, then their children are going to be way better, and probably their parents can learn or two from what they know to achieve. I mean, they can support them now if we can be able to push the youth forward.
Okay, so we're giving you 1 minute. If someone is out there like, I'm thinking whether or not I should join the Hustlers conference. So, Mr. Oben Desmond, why should I go to the Hustlers conference? Tell us.
Okay, so the first reason is that it costs you nothing because the Hustlers conference is free, and this is going to be the last year that the Hustlers conference is free. So next year you have to pay for it.
Ooh, hurry.
And secondly, you're
Hurry.
going to have yeah. So and secondly, you're going to have access to like very important personalities who are going to be teaching you things like how you can be able to land scholarships to study abroad, how you can actually study abroad without actually having a scholarship, how you can be able to land jobs within and out of the country. So we have really good experts for that. You're going to be able to learn how you can be able to build your business and invest. We have people who have actually worked for Apple and Microsoft that are going to be talking about how
Wow.
you can actually build businesses within Cameroon and out of Cameroon and also make investments. So we have like real estate investors and that are going to be on panels that are going to be sharing these insights firsthand for free. So I also have things like side hustle, mental health, productivity. So if you struggle with procrastination, you should definitely come to the conference. So all these topics that are very much to push you forward, like literally for free to push you forward to be able to attain your goals in life, everything that you need, you can actually get at the Hustlers Conference for free this year. Next year you pay, but this year for free. Yeah. Also the competitions, participate in the competitions. The competitions are going to be like the money. Aside from the money, the audience you're going to be in front of the crowd. Like if you win, you're going to be put in front of the crowd of 1,000 plus people one of those people can be your destiny helpers, right? We believe a lot in
Very
destiny
true.
helpers here in Africa. Yeah, so you should definitely put yourself out there. You never know, like it could change. One opportunity could change your life. So this is something that we're providing at almost no cost for you to actually have access to that. I mean, the commissions have a little registration fee, but then the benefits that come with it outweigh, whatever
Definitely.
little fee you're paying
Definitely.
to participate. So, yeah, yeah. And also, we have one more thing. So, if you're a Cameroonian and you're actually doing impact to your community, we have the Youth Impact Awards during the competition date. I'm going to share the link, and she's probably going to add it to the description or something. So, apply, nominate yourself, and if you're creating impact, take the pictures of the work you've been doing. Just recognizing some Cameroonian youth that have been taking impact throughout the past years. And if you're one of them, like okay, this opportunity for you to actually get connected and recognized, for taking impact in the community. So you have the youth impact for people.
Wow, wow, that's a lot. Like, I want to go to Boya now. I want to go to Boya by end of March. Like, I think Boya will see my footsteps because there's so much to
Yeah,
learn. Okay, guys, go to the Oscars conference. Don't if you have the chance, if you're free, do go to the Oscars conference. Go and learn what it means to hustle in the big way. Not just hustling and not really know where you're going to hustling, just saying that maybe it's going to land, it's not going to land. Go and learn the steps, the ways, the psychologies, everything. You have a lot of people that can see a destiny helper can be there. I will go and my destiny helper match. And he'll be there or she'll be there in Jesus' name. I'm going to see her.
yeah.
That's so wonderful. I cannot really grasp how much is there available in the Ultras conference. That's a lot. I've heard about it so many times, and I've always been thinking, it's just that Boya is this far, but they like say I will do it. It's like I'm going to actually.
Yeah, you,
You know,
you have to be there.
no, keep me special seats. I want the front row seats.
Yeah,
I want to be
no
my notebook
problem,
and
no problem.
everything. My notebook, everything. Like yes, yes, madam,
We
yes,
have
sir.
we have a deal. In fact, as a matter of fact, like you can bring like two other members of your team, and you have like three front row seats.
Ah, hey,
Yeah,
hey, 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 hey.
yeah,
Oh,
like what?
that's
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah, yeah.
That's
You're
wonderful.
invited.
Okay, so with everything we've heard, well, everything I heard before we're getting to now how people can get to you, you have said so much. Maybe some people have not gotten maybe other things to a point that be following us. What final intake can you give to someone who is thinking tech? Like, what is the final one? If you say choose one thing that you want to take, they should take back home today from this discussion, what would that be?
So I'm going to say tech has a lot of opportunities, but it's also very challenging, and that's why the rewards are actually like massive rewards. So if you think that tech is something that you are passionate about, you are passionate about writing code, like it's not just about code, but also like like contributing to tech infrastructures, make all the better place digitally. I invite you to actually take on the challenge. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard, but trust me, the rewards are endless, especially when you become really, really good. Because when you become really, really good, people will want to fly you into their country to actually do the work that you're so skilled to do. So definitely it's something that has opportunities and you should definitely think about getting into.
Okay, that's awesome. I would just like to remind our audience that the reason why we're having the youth wisdom is for things like this. It's so you can get information like this. Sometimes we sit down and we are looking for someone to tell us more about what we are planning on getting into. So that people out there who are trying to get into tech, you cannot listen to all of this now and still be confused. You have already been told where to go if you want to hear more. Boya, okay, Boya is a location this March. Everybody pack your things. We're going to Boya. Going to maybe we'll pass by the beach later. All right. So how can someone get to Oben Desmond? I know you're on so many platforms, like, but how can
Mm.
someone get to you? Just tell us a bit of that.
Yeah, so the easiest way to get to me is on LinkedIn. So if you text me on LinkedIn, I can reply
There's
you
a
like almost
LinkedIn
ASAP.
body, okay?
So yeah, if you get to me on WhatsApp, like I have a lot of messages on WhatsApp. Like that's why it was a bit difficult because sometimes when I'm out of WhatsApp, I come have like 100 messages. But if you get to me on LinkedIn, that's where fewer people reach out to me, and I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn. So if you get to me on LinkedIn, you can be able to reach out to me. So just Oben Desmond. There are a few people with my names, but if you see my picture, Oben Desmond Ashu, and you should be able to find me. Yeah, on LinkedIn, and you also check me on my website. I have my I have my phone number there and my email, so you can reach out to me directly. So check my website out. I'll not tell you the website, just search me and you find it.
Oh, just search him. He's one of the people that you search and you find. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
remember the face. We are going to go and check Oben Desmond. The face, okay? This fan face. Go and check it out. All right, thank you so much, Desmond, for coming and blessing us with your youth wisdom, because that's what it's all about today. It's about you sharing their wisdom that they have gotten. Thank you so much for that, for being this generous with all your time. It's not really easy, I know. It's a sacrifice, and we're very, very grateful for having you here. For everything
Yeah.
Lambda, if you're looking for a company to build your mobile app, please don't be thinking too much. I've seen their work, they are great, they do everything to perfection. So reach out to Lambda, go attend the Hustlers conference. You know, if you are looking for a mentor, somebody that is going to help you, Hustlers conference, go there. You're going to find a lot of people that are really out there to help you and grow you. So thank you, Desmond. Thank you for coming.
Thank
Thank you
you
for
very much.
being here.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you for
ladies
having
and
me.
gentlemen, let's say thank you to our very, very wonderful, a very, very wonderful guest today. It has been an amazing, amazing, amazing episode today. I've learned a lot. If I ever think of tech, nah, I know where to go to. I know exactly where to go. So thank you for being here today. Before you're leaving, make sure to like and subscribe to the Next Generation Media channel so you don't get missed out on any of our subsequent youth wisdom and another very amazing guest that we're going to have. We're hoping that one day we're going to have you again, maybe in the future, Ben. Surely we're going to have you someday again. I know that you have a lot of growth happening. You're constantly growing. That's going to be so awesome. So bye-bye. And ladies and gentlemen, see you next time. Bye.